Shout out GoodhitsTV. Shout out my man Cal. Shout
What's up, good hits gang? You know what we're about. We're laying the block for the best underground hip hop and rap here in New York City and beyond. And there's nothing like waking up on a morning on a Saturday in New York City and getting the most iconic food in New York City. No, I'm not talking about pizza. I'm talking about bacon, egg, and cheese. I like mine with avocado and ketchup. Yeah, I know it's a little weird, but it's the spot, trust me. Another thing that's iconic about New York City is its rap and hip-hop scene. This is the birthplace of rap, and this is the birthplace of underground rap. And today I'm talking with one of the kings of underground rap here in New York. We're talking about Boobie Holiday. We're going through all his most iconic hits, Banned in Houston, Foxy, Libra Season. We're talking about when he's finally dropping new music, when he's moving back to New York City, his favorite producers, his favorite cameramen, his favorite musical influences. Yup, today we're taking a break from drill. We're going into underground hip-hop and rap here in New York. Real underground hip-hop. This is the king of the underground, so sit back and relax and take a look at Volume 3, Episode 1 with Boobie Holiday.
My exes told me school, thinking what would Jesus do? Probably give a fight. Molly got me on. Rose just hit my phone.
What's up, good hits gang? You know what we're about. We're bleeding the block for the best underground hip-hop and rap here in New York City and beyond. We got the king of the underground, Boobie Holiday, up in the fucking cut. Dude, how you doing, Boobie? Let's start out simple. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's nice weather out here. It's really bright, sunny. It's March.
Yeah.
No, it's April.
March turned us to a spin because I feel like last weekend it was lit because it was like warmer and it was Parkchella. But then it got cold again, but it is a nice day in New York City. I guess kind of starting out, you're back in the city. When do you, and are you gonna move back to New York permanently? Or is that, or are you enjoying your time out in VA?
See, I love New York, but I love visiting New York also as much as I love living in New York, you know? So it's like, basically, I don't know yet, and I think about LA sometimes, I think about Houston sometimes, and it's like I can't really be stuck in one place. But I moved out to Virginia basically to teach myself, like, you know, get back into the art form, and I learned how to produce, I'm learning how to mix, and just really take control of my craft. So.
I feel that. I know what you mean, like, some cities have a certain charm when you visit them and then you live in them and you realize how tough life could be, and New York is definitely one of those cities. You mentioned Houston, man. Could you talk a little bit about Banned in Houston? Because you kind of tell a story in that song, and for those who don't know, like, that's probably one of my personal favorite, that's probably my favorite song of yours. And you can't find it now because it's not up on Spotify or YouTube or SoundCloud, so like I've been looking for it, but could you kind of talk about Banned in Houston, what inspired that song?
Okay, so Banned in Houston, produced by Tech Mari, my boy. You can follow him at 6 Mil Ways to Die. But that song was more or less about a relationship I had with a really toxic character in my life and all the shenanigans we would get into. While, like, basically, like, I got in this situation where friends of mine felt like they were not compensated fairly for something in that area. And I don't know if you know what a no-fly zone is, but they told me Houston was a no-fly zone. But
oh shit,
I got way more friends in Houston. I don't know. I love Houston, bro.
I feel that.
Like, I love it.
I feel that. What's usually, like, I guess, kind of like your writing process and your approach to music? Are you somebody who's like a pen and paper type of person? I've interviewed people who like to talk about how they don't think about their lyrics until they get in the studio, and that's a good and bad thing, because some rappers you could kind of tell they didn't think about it until they got in the studio. But
you know what's crazy about that? I don't know if you know what's crazy about that. I'm passionate on the good stuff, man. I don't know if anybody out in New York, only in New York will I smoke papers in tow, and I only smoke the real fucking Fronto. You feel me?
Big shout out for the real Fronto, for real. I'll actually put a link below and everything in the bio, but that is the only Fronto products you should be using in the city. But yeah, do you usually like write your songs ahead of getting in the studio, or are you kind of like an on the fly type of artist, or does it kind of just depend?
It depends. It depends on how I'm feeling. The crazy thing is, when I write, the songs come out a little bit more sentimental, and they be like, the technique is all there, the wordplay is all there, and I don't mind writing. But when I don't write, those are the songs that honestly people like. And I think that's because it comes subconsciously, and it's almost like you're not thinking about it, you're just really flowing into what the beat is, you know, reading you a story basically, and it's just coming naturally, and that's why people relate to it a lot more. So like, I want to say on this new album I've been working on, Boy Toy Demo, I didn't write maybe 80% of it, and then the other like 20%, yeah, I did write. Those are like the, you know, boom bap type of shit, like, you know, wordplay, metaphors type shit, the sitting in the room high off Adderall, high off some like OG, whatever the fuck it is, gelato, don't give a fuck. But,
I feel that. I feel that.
Like,
and speaking of the demo, when's that dropping, man? How many, a couple of other questions, like how many tracks could we expect on that album? When's it dropping? And do you have any features? And if so, who's on the album?
The crazy thing is, there's really only 2 features, and basically there's like, I produced 90% of the album, and then like 2 of my homies, 2 of my homies help me mix, and then like 2 of my homies help me produce like 2 tracks. And basically I have a sample where I sat with one of my homies and I sampled her, and I consider that a feature. And I got my homie who originally made a verse intended on that song and lost the stems. I have him in a little snippet before the song. So I mean, I consider that like features, but like this time around I felt like it was important that I showcase my individuality. And it's like I have to really sit with somebody to make a song with them. I have to be in the same room. I can't send you stems, and I can't, like, you gotta be in the same mindset with me. We need to be smoking the same weed, we need to be drinking the same liquor, we need to be in the same ambiance to actually make a good song. We can't just send each other stems because there's no heart in there. So it's like, luckily I was able to sit with my homie in the studio when I was sampling her, and that was really fun. Like, she never had someone to really sample her like that, in that way, and that's really one of my favorite songs on the album.
Right. That's the old school approach for sure. I saw that some of the producers you work with like aren't from America. They're like, a couple of them I think are like from Germany and stuff.
Germany and Hungary.
How do you link up with those guys? Just like Instagram, SoundCloud.
These guys reached out to me. Shout out all of my producers. Shout out I'm High, I'm Sorry. Shout out Lucifer's Finest. Shout out Produced by Kai. Shout out my man's fucking Baller on the fucking beat. That's my protege extraordinaire, Hungarian Menace. Shout out Lino, Lynn with the cooking dope, my fucking boy. And shout out, who the fuck else is from overseas? There's a bunch of little.
I feel like that's like a good lesson for emerging artists who watch this channel. Is like, I feel
Saucy. Shout out Saucy, my boy.
Big
Saucy.
shout out.
I knew I was missing.
I feel like a lot of New York artists see like another New York producer on a different beat or on a song and immediately want to use him, but people look internationally, you could find like producers all over the place just through Instagram and different.
Like when you look about like Jimi Hendrix and shit, like it talks about how nobody was really fucking with him in America, so he had to like go over to England and they call it the Jimi Hendrix experience because it's like he's in England, really like popping off, and it's like it's not like he's a whole different person. It's just like he just had to go away because there's a different style and a different like approach and a uniqueness to it. Like I'm like not the type of person who feels like comfortable in the club popping bottles, you know, with the sparklers going, you know, singing over a crowd throwing money. That's not really my style. Like I like the pits, and it's like it doesn't get more pit than overseas. Like, it's, you know, a rawness to it, and they understand it, and they have like a big, you know, they have a big mosh pit culture just like we do here, and just it's beautiful to like be able to connect with these guys. And they barely speak English, but they speak English well enough to, you know, understand lyrics and lyricism and like wordplay and like all their favorite songs over here and the songs that inspire them and help them with their beats and everything. And they're like really smart and intelligent people, and they're really getting it. Like they're like fucking charting over there, and it's like doing their thing, doing what they love, and skating and going on holiday in Vienna. And it's a beautiful thing. Like we need holiday in America. Like we got the summer and we got Memorial Day, but there needs to be like a real holiday in America, like 2 months where it's like everybody's like, nah, fuck work, like fuck work, like you gotta go away. But it's like all we got next to us is Canada, and we got like Mexico, and it's like we can go there whenever we want. But it's like, when they're overseas, they can go on a holiday wherever the fuck they want.
I hope emerging artists are taking some notes. You guys are getting a geography lesson. Y'all are getting a history lesson too. This is some real shit. Dude, you're one of like, you, I guess, and Sober are like like two of the only non-drill artists I've interviewed so far. This is like my 11th interview. Dude, what do you think about the drill scene in New York that seems to be like all the rage in the rap market right now? And could you see yourself on a drill beat ever?
I've been served so many drill beats, and I wrote a fire-ass song to one of those beats once, and I had every intention of going in the stew just to let one off and just to be like, oh no, I can do this too, but I couldn't even do it. But the thing is, I respect it, and I just want every young person with aspirations of actually doing something better with their life to, you know, take a chance, because even if it's repetitive to me,
like drill is kind of repetitive, right?
I feel like it's repetitive.
I agree, yeah.
And it's like,
especially recently. And
it's like, I love the spin on it that it has here, but drill is from Chicago.
Wait, okay. I actually have a counter to that. Don't you think that UK and New York drill sound so much different?
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole different genre almost. Like UK drill is the one in its own kind, like grime in a way. And then you got like the New York drill, but it's like, I'm not trying to be problematic or something, but it's like, if like I got family, you know, and it's like I gotta say it, like,
right.
I listen to my favorite drill songs, but it's like, honestly, I don't think anybody should drill, because we should just all love each other, okay?
Yeah, I feel that. Dude, what are some so I feel like video is like a big part of your like the Boobie Holiday experience, so to speak. You have some like fire visuals that are different than what a lot of underground New York rap artists are putting out.
Back on my eye, I look like it's together when it's time for bro to shop. Shorty keep it cocked, he don't know the secret, not whole block chicken pots.
Who are some like videographers that to look out for in New York that you've worked with in the past that you want to shout out, and then maybe some videographers that you've seen that you want to work with in the future.
Sinjin Mendenhall is the best videographer I know, and B-Not is the best videographer I know. I want to say in New York, a videographer I've always wanted to work with, and I don't know what ever happened, but that was when I was young and stupid. But shout out Kids Are Evil, and I really like all the shit that I see from revenge side of things, and I don't know. Somebody told me that the Lone Wolf dude's from New York, but if he's from New York, then yeah, I'd want to work with him too.
What about like artists? Like who are some artists that you've been fucking with recently that you could see yourself working with? Like say you could get a feature from anybody you want. First in the New York scene and then internationally, nationally, like who are some artists that you'd want to work with?
Honestly, I used to have a whole bunch of people I wanted to work with, like artist wise, but now I just want to work with the homies.
The homies?
Like,
That's tough.
And for the supporters and fans, like who are the homies?
Like I want to work with this homie, Soberine.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir.
And I want to work with my homie Dago. I want to work with my homie
Fuck yeah.
Binksy. I want to work with Little Sama, even though she's playing. But you should do an interview with Sama. Shorty's cold.
She is cold. She's cold.
I want to work with the Phrases, Lur,
Word.
bands, you know. I want to work with, I don't know, there are people, like the thing about rappers, bro, you can't be talking about all these rappers you want to work with because they don't know how to take compliments, bro. Like you can tell a nigga that he's cold, bro, and a nigga will be like, oh, this guy was geeking and me, bro. It's like, when I meet a nigga, I don't see a rapper, and it's like,
Yeah, that is so
like,
true.
We don't have like,
especially New York, I feel like
we don't have a golf course. Like most business meetings are done on the golf course, like $100 million deals done on the golf course. The golf course in this field, this shit, to me at least, and I know a lot of other niggas, is really just smoking a J with a nigga. Like you smoke a J with a nigga, you got 15 minutes if you rolled a really good J, like a, you know,
that's
like
breaking bread in 2021.
If you
kids at home,
if you use some real Fronto, you wrote a Fronto J, not even no paper on it, just all Fronto. That's what I usually get down. But basically,
you guys aren't using this. You guys are dummies. Right? Don't be a bozo.
Facts, bro.
But if you have 15 minutes, somebody's gonna tell you everything you know, because the first impression is only 2 minutes. Like you know, if you like somebody, the first 2 minutes of meeting them. And then they gotta just keep that like type of trust. Like it's almost like playing the fucking Sims. I used to play the Sims on my phone. My life was lit, way more lit than my real life.
I feel that, man. All right, we're getting to the end here, man. So what could we expect from Boobie Holiday in like the next year, like musically, and then like in 5 years?
One.
A world fucking tour, 5 years for sure.
Hell yeah.
I guarantee that, my nigga.
We gotta be on it too.
Facts, bro. GoodhitsTV, man. Vlogging the whole shit, bro.
I think I'm gonna, you know, go back to school and become a lawyer.
Alright, Boobie Holiday Esquire. Y'all look out for him, dude. If you're not hiring this guy as your lawyer, you're a clown.
You're bugging, bro.
Alright, man. Any shout outs?
Shout out Kim Kardashian, shout out Kanye West. I'm going through something similar.
Aren't we all, bro? Aren't we all,
I
bro?
feel that especially.
I'm gonna throw on a little preview of the album, bro. A little bit.
Yeah.
Exclusive shit.
Got me on the sidewalk, dick out like Smokey. Oh please, I'm really fashion with a nosebleed. Toes tag hanging in the cooler like a iced tea.
427, bro.
A juicy sample. And Boobie, one more thing. Shout out Good Hits TV so we get edited and put in the front of the interview.
Yes, sir. Shout out Good Hits TV. Shout out my man Cal. Shout out my wrist. Shout out my jeweler. Shout out my set. Shout out my wrist and my neck. I'm a man of respect. Shout out Gucci Mane. Shout out Brick Squad. Shout out 1017. Shout out everybody I ever listened to when I was a kid.
On every coast, fuck what niggas want. I see exactly what they are. Dog, just play your part, unless you're parsed.